for upstairs. So I just wanted to come down and go over a few things with the vaginal tray because we've seen a few concerns and errors upstairs, and thought we could just do a little re-education and get everyone all on the same page. I will say that I don't know if you've worked at other places and done GYN, but we do a lot of GYN here that's very complex. Other places you're maybe doing 2-3 trays for a GYN case, and here I will tell you that we're doing 10 to 12 trays. And I know that is a lot, but I want to say that you guys are doing a great job of getting all those trays packed in there for Dr. Collette. She's challenging, but the reason why her cases are so complex is that her, Dr. Finley, Dr. Blue, and Dr. Wienerman, they are the infertility docs. So they are doing cases here that they're not even doing downtown. So that's why we have so many trays. So that's why it's not easy for us up there. It's not easy for you guys, but I just want to say, hang in there. You guys are doing a good job, and we appreciate the fact that we need all these trays because she doesn't know what she's getting into, and then I literally probably take half those trays and send them back down to you. And I wish I could make it easier for her. We looked at a few things, but she wants all these things available, ready to go when she runs into an issue upstairs. So that's where we're at. Okay. Okay, so
I'll take this one and I'll pass it out after.
Trivia for you. So this is the vaginal tray. I just kind of split it here. So what a lot of the instruments, when they name them, they're named after surgeons. DeBakey, he was a vascular surgeon. Haney was a surgeon for GYN. Anybody want to take a guess of how many different Haneys are on the vaginal tray? 4. Okay. Anybody else?
You saw it. No.
So how many different types of instruments called a Haney are on the vaginal tray? So it's this, these, and this. This is the GYN extras.
Am I allowed to answer?
So it's actually 3. So we have Haney clamps, we have Haney needle holders, and these are actually called Haney retractors. So I think that's part of the reason why things get so confusing, is the same named instrument is actually 3 totally different things. So how this all came about was, this is the long stringer for that, and this tray I just got from Ashley on Monday. It's missing the Haney clamps. I got 2 Haney needle holders, but the clamps are missing. The other thing that we've found is that we've gotten Haney needle holders in here with the clamps. So the Haney is probably since he was famous, that's the #1 used clamp. So I will tell you the clamps all look the same. So it can, and Ashley and I were talking, the other issue we have is that we're gonna work on see what we can do with the count sheets, because we had Spectrum and then we have symmetry instruments and the numbers aren't the same. So how are you supposed to know if you don't know the instrument for sure, how are you supposed to match it up if you don't have the right count sheet? So her and I are gonna work on that and try to see what we can do. And by the way, I looked on the wall. I think we're going to have to order 2 new Haney clamps for this tray because I can't find any on the wall.
Okay.
Unless there's some in
They might be kind of, or they might be kind of mixed in another tray.
Okay.
Well, I'll find them. I'll try to.
I wanted just everyone to look. I'll pass these around. So the Haney on the clamp, it kind of looks like these kind of go left to right. As far as, if you want to look at that one. So that one goes left to right. So there's 3 clamps. We have Haney's, and then we have Masterson's, and I don't know. I call these the tire tracks, because that's what they look like to me.
Let me that a little bit for all the other people. Yep, cool.
I don't know. I call those the tire track one. And then these ones are the Ballantines, and these come in straight and curved. And I don't know, I call these the ones that look like a road. And that's what works for me. But the Haneys are the most popular. So those are on the vaginal along with the Ballantines. And then the Mastersons are only gonna be on the GYN extras. So the GYN extras, and that's the tray we're gonna do when we're doing a hysterectomy. It has 6, one going around of the Haney clamps. And then you got the 2 Mastersons, and then you got your 2 sets of Ballantines, both straight and curved.
Always did Ballantine the bump.
The bump,
Because
okay.
Ballantine
Yeah,
got
so
the bump.
Ballantine does have the notch in it, but the Haneys have a notch too.
Yeah.
So, whatever, does anybody have any thoughts or suggestions on what we could do with the count sheets or anything to, I mean, I think the problem with this one tray is the fact that they're missing.
Yeah.
And the count sheets are gonna be hard because in the 11 years that you've had this stuff here,
Yes,
manufacturers get bought out, companies get merged,
I know.
they update their own system numbers, so everything purchased here is cost, like oriented. So if you can get the same clamp.
tray sitting out here, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, you take care of the patients, that's what's most important. So,
Yeah. So if you get like you get a cheaper clamp, if you get the same thing at a cheaper cost, that's one of the reasons, which
Yeah.
Ashley and I have already talked about that, why we have so many different versions of the same.
And when it comes to the count sheet, though, what I think is happening is, and I did it when I first got here too.
Yeah.
I didn't send it up that way, but I
Uh-huh.
caught myself. As soon as it said Haney, I was like,
Okay.
oh, that's the needle
The
holder.
needle holder, yeah.
okay,
So, and then I fixed it, but
Mhm.
I think that's what happens.
okay.
Can I see the
The Haney and then the actual needle holder, the clamp, and then the
So
retractor.
here's the 3 different, these are the 3 clamps. There's the Ballantines, which for me, those are the ones that look like, okay, so this one's the Haney. Hold on, let me look. The tire tracks is the Masterson. That's how I look at it, because this one to me looks like a tire track. This one almost looks like closer to a Kelly. And then the Mastersons, or the Ballantines, look like a road. But this one, the Masterson, doesn't have the with the tire tracks, doesn't have the niche in it, like the Ballantines and the Haney does.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you think it would be helpful to make a little sheet with the different things on it? I don't know. Whatever you guys think. I'm game for whatever. But I can tell you that like people that don't scrub GYN upstairs, they mix them up and they're like, what's this, what's that? And especially when we get them, if somebody's counting them and they're not in order, and I'm like, no, that's not the Ballantines, those are the Mastersons, and then we just, flip them. So, but I think it's one of those that we don't use this tray a lot. And that's,
And all 4 of those are on the vaginal tray?
no, only the Mastersons and the Haneys. The Mastersons and the Ballantines. The Mastersons are only on the vaginal extras, or the GYN extras.
Okay.
So it's like you're just getting mixed up between the 2 trays.
Yep.
And does anybody want to look at these? Are you guys comfortable with the tenaculums? Okay.
Is anyone mixing those up?
No, these
Okay.
are normally come up pretty well. I will tell you this is that the docs are pretty specific about the single tooth tenaculums. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have a couple different types. Some are thin, some are fat, and some there's different lengths of them. And depending on what they're doing upstairs, the length really matters, especially the one that is in Dr. Janicki's little, his tray, I can't think of the name of it, but his manipulator tray. It's the really funky thing, the Velchev. I'm like, it starts with a V, yes.
Yeah,
There is a
that
single
one's really
tooth
narrow.
that's in there and it's really tiny and short, and if he doesn't have
Yeah,
his.
sometimes those get confused with the cervical.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the cervical is different. It's skinnier and it's thin,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. But he's overly particular. So that's all I had. Unless you guys have questions or want to look at
No,
things.
I
If
think
you
that
need
helps,
me-
and I've got it on film, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna send it out to everybody. So if they do forget, you guys can just look at this video again. You know.
Let me put these. Do you want me to leave these tagged? Is anybody gonna look at them tonight or tomorrow?
Oh,
I'm happy to
if you
leave
guys
them.
want the tags on, we can take them off. Yeah, we can take them off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. We'll take photos if anyone
Yeah.
wants
Yeah.
photos and their phones and stuff.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah, because then you can like put it on your desktop, so when you can go from CSIQ to your desktop. Oh, okay, yeah, that is it. And go back to
Yeah.
it. Keep doing your tray.
Yeah.
Because your desktop is safe.
Okay.
Okay.